Hello friends, let us welcome back to our class. In our previous class, what we are doing? We are calculating the magnetic field strength at a point on the axis of a circular coil carrying current, for which we had considered a circular coil of radius A carrying a current I, and the point of observation is P, which is at a distance x from the center of the element, center of the current carrying coil. And to get the total magnetic field strength at P due to the circular coil, we have considered two elements diametrically opposite to each other. The elements are dl and dl dash, and first we calculate the magnetic field strength at P due to this element dl using Biot-Savart law, according to which dB equal to mu 0 by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. And again we calculated the field at P due to the element dl dash, and it was found to be dB dash equal to mu 0 by 4 pi I dl dash by r square. And this dB due to this element dl will be along the line PQ. This is the direction of dB, and similarly the direction of dB dash will be along this line. This is dB dash, and our dB and dB dash can be resolved into their rectangular components. Like here it can be resolved into this line and this line, and if this is phi, then it will be dB cos phi, and along this it will be dB sin phi. Similarly, if we resolve dB dash, then it will be along this line, which is dB dash cos phi, and along this line it will be dB dash sin phi. But if we consider the length dl and dl dash to be same, then our dB and dB dash will be same, and hence dB cos phi and dB dash cos phi will be equal, opposite, acting along the same line, so that they will cancel each other. As a result, only field at P is due to the component dB sin phi. So let us write, if dl equal to dl dash, that is of same length, then dB will be equal to dB dash. Now both dB vector and dB dash vector as shown can be resolved into their rectangular components. Like dB cos phi, dB sin phi, and dB dash cos phi and dB dash sin phi. Since dB cos phi and dB dash cos phi are equal, opposite, and acting along the same line, hence they cancel each other. So, the net field at P is due to the dB sin phi component. So, the net field at P is due to the dB sin phi component. Thus, the total field strength at P due to the whole coil can be obtained by integrating within the proper limits. That is B equal to integration 0 to B dB, which is equal to dB sin phi, which is equal to the integration of dB sin phi. But we have already found dB is to be mu 0 by 4 pi ideal by r square. So, this can be written as integration mu 0 by 4 pi I dl by r square into sin phi. And since mu 0, 4 pi I, r and sin phi are constant, they can be taken outside. So, it will be mu 0 by 4 pi I by r square into sin phi integration of dl. And the limit of integration for dl will be how much? The total circumference. And the total circumference will be 2 pi a, as we have taken a as the radius of the circular coil. So, the limit of integration will be from 0 to 2 pi a, which implies B equal to mu 0 by 4 pi I by r square into sin phi, and the integration of dl is L from 0 to 2 pi a, it will be how much? 2 pi a minus 0, and this can be written as B is equal to mu 0 by 4 pi into I into 2 pi a by r square into sin phi. But in the triangle, let this is x and this is y. The triangle OPX, in the triangle OPX, this r is the diagonal and here are the height is a and the base is x. So, r square will be a square plus x square. But in the triangle OPX, r square is equal to a square plus x square. So, our B becomes as mu 0 by 4 pi 2 pi I a by r square, and in place of r square we can write as a square plus x square. Also, in the triangle OPX, and sin phi will be how much? Sin phi will be this much by this. So, A by X, A by R, and here in place of sin phi we can write A by R, and which is equal to, implies B is equal to mu 0 by 4 pi into 2 pi I s square divided by a square plus x square into 1 by root over of a square plus x square, which implies B equal to mu 0 by 4 pi 2 pi I a square divided by a square plus x square whole to the power 3 by 2. This is the expression for the magnetic field strength at a point P on the axis of a circular coil carrying current. If N is equal to number of turns of the coil, then B equal to mu 0 by 4 pi 2 pi n I a square divided by a square plus x square whole to the power 3 by 2. This is the expression for the field strength at a point on the axis of a circular coil carrying current. And from this we conclude that if x increases, then the value of B will decrease. That means, as the point of observation goes away from the center of the circular coil carrying current, then the magnitude of a field strength decreases. Discussion. Number 1, if it is seen that B varies inversely with axis Q, so as the point of observation P recedes away from the center of the coil, then the magnitude of field strength decreases. Number 2 point, if the value of x vanishes, that is, if x is equal to 0, then B will be mu 0 by 4 pi 2 pi I a square by a square to the power 3 by 2, and this can be written as B is equal to mu 0 by 4 pi 2 pi I by A. It is same as the field strength at the center of the coil. If x vanishes, then the point of observation P shifts towards the center of the coil, and we get the value of B as mu 0 by 4 pi 2 pi I by A, where A is the radius of the circular coil. Here we have taken, and it is same as we have obtained previously in case of field at a point on the center of the circular coil. Now, we have to show that a current carrying loop behaves as a magnetic dipole. A current carrying loop behaves like a magnetic dipole. So, to show this, let us first start what we have observed previously. And it is observed that there is a magnetic field around a circular current carrying coil, and a circular loop of a conductor carrying current is the simplest circuit that can produce a magnetic field. We have already observed, and also we have calculated the magnetic field strength at points on the center of the circular coil and on the axis of a circular coil. So, to show the current loop as a magnetic dipole, what we know? It is observed that there is a magnetic field around a circular, around a current carrying conductor. Already we have observed. Number 2, a circular coil is the simplest circuit to have magnetic field at its center. Due to the current flowing through it. But the expression for the magnetic field strength at a point on the axis of a circular coil is B is equal to mu 0 by 4 pi 2 pi I square by r cube. Already we have seen on the axis of a circular coil. Just we finished this. But we know that the electric field strength at a point on the axis of an electric dipole is E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 2 p by r cube. Now, if we compare these two equations, it is the constant which is taken in electric field, this is the constant taken in magnetic field, and it is 1 by r cube, here is 1 by r cube, it is 2 and it is 2. Now, comparing equations 1 and 2, we can write pi I square equal to p, because here it is constant, it is 2, 1 by r cube, so remain pi I square, here it is p. But pi square equal to A equal to area of the circular loop. So, P equal to IA, where P is equal to electric dipole moment. Since P equal to IA, hence the magnetic dipole moment will be IA, that is magnetic dipole moment equal to Pm equal to IA. So, a current carrying loop behaves like a magnetic dipole. Here we have shown that a current carrying loop behaves like a magnetic dipole. Here what we have discussed today in your class, we applied Biot-Savart's law to find the magnetic field strength at a point on the center of a circular coil carrying current and also at a point on the axis of a circular coil carrying current. And again we have shown here that a current loop behaves like a magnetic dipole with dipole moment Pm equal to Ia, that is product of the current and the area of a cross section of the coil. Here I am finishing this class. Many thanks.